Okay, good morning or early afternoon if you're on the East Coast. I'm excited to welcome you to our Report Cards webinar. We're really happy you're here, taking the time out of your busy days to hear what we're up to over here at Rover. Before we get going, let me take a minute to introduce myself. I'll flip on the video here so you can see me as well. Hi, my name is Chris Roby. I'm a product manager at Rover. As a product manager, I work with our design and development teams to bring improvements and new features to our sites and to our apps. Last year, I worked with our team to release our daytime services, dog walking, doggy daycare, and drop-in visits. And this year, we're working on some improvements and new features to better support our sitters, walkers, and dog owners who use these services. I'm excited to share some new work we've been cooking up over here, and we really value any questions and feedback you have. So if you have any questions, right above me, you will see a little chat window. Please feel free to drop any questions you have in there. Put any questions you have into the chat on the right side over there. They'll be sent directly over to us. We'll have some time at the end to answer those questions. All right, let's go ahead. Actually, look at that chat just disappeared. Let me pull that right back up for you real fast. There we go. Let's get going. So as a provider of daycare, dog walking, or drop-in visits on Rover, I'm sure you've received all sorts of questions like this while providing care for your client's dog. What to expect when they get back home with their dogs? Do they need to run them out right away? But they don't always want to bother and ask you every single time. They don't want to nag for the information. In a survey we conducted of dog owners who have hired a dog walker, we found that 93% find some way to verify their walker actually walked their dog on a given day. So we built this product to alleviate that anxiety that dog owners can have. It also can become tedious to type out everything that happened every day, the same thing over and over. Wouldn't it be nice to have a way to do that in a structured manner that made communications much easier? Some walkers and sitters are already going out of their way to provide this service to their clients. Just the other day, one of our customer service reps shot me a message to let me know that someone she spoke with on the phone was doing just this. They're using a run tracking app on their phone to show the dog walk route for each walk. This is a dog walker in Alexandria, Virginia, named Rhiannon, who does this for her clients. They love seeing how the walk went and where they went. If it was cut short for some reason or if they stopped in a park, she includes a little note explaining what went on. This is great transparency, and her clients absolutely love it. You should read her reviews; they're incredible. She has a ton of repeat clients. To that end, I'd like to walk you through some of the new features we've developed to give this kind of information to your clients for every walk, daycare, and drop-in that you do on Rover. This is a screenshot of the new version of our app we're about to release. The first thing you'll notice when you open up the new version of the app is the Today tab right at the bottom in the middle. Here you will see all of the dog walks, doggy daycares, and drop-in visits you have scheduled for today. By tapping on the address, you'll be able to quickly and easily get directions to your client's house, especially useful for new clients and those of you who have so many clients, it's hard to keep track of where every single one lives. When you arrive for the dog walk or drop-in visit, or your doggy daycare dog gets dropped off, hit the Start button to start the visit. When you hit Start, your client will receive a notification letting them know that the walk or drop-in has started. In the case of doggy daycare, we don't send a notification since they likely just dropped off your dog. And when you hit Start, you'll be taken to the tracker screen, which is what I'll show you now. At the top of the tracker screen, you'll see 4 buttons: pee, poo, food, and water. These are your activity trackers. If your client dog pees while you're on a dog walk, tap the pee button and we'll record it for the report card later on. Under that, you'll see a map with your current location. We are using your phone's GPS to track the location of any walks to show that on a map back to your clients at the end of the walk. This is only active during dog walks. If you are on a drop-in visit or a daycare, you won't have this tracking turned on by default. But if you'd like to track a walk while you are on a daycare or drop-in so that your client can have a walk map in their report card, you'll see a button that says Start Walk, which will kick off the walk tracking feature. Under the map and timer, you'll see a button to take a photo. We're going to ask that you take at least one photo during each walk, drop-in, or daycare to go in the report card to the owner. They look pretty bare without them, and we all know how much owners really love seeing photos of their dogs. Here you'll have quick access to the care instructions for the dog, as well as a button to immediately call the owner in case you need to get in touch with them right now. When you are all done with the walk, visit, or daycare, tap the top part of your screen where it says Today Active Dog Walk, and you'll get a list of services that you have scheduled for today. It's that same screen that we saw on the previous slide. Except now, in place of the Start button, there'll be a Stop button. Tap that to end your service. Now, you may not have had time to track all the pees and poos while they were happening during the day. No worries at all. That's what the summary screen is for. So after you hit Stop, you'll be taken to this next screen. So this is the summary screen for your service, in this case, a dog walk. You can see a map at the top, which is the route that you took, as well as the time and distance of your walk. Below that, you'll have the ability to add a short note, letting them know how it went, and adding a little bit of color to the report card. You know, it was a great walk today, or, you know, talking about how much fun you had in the park. Next, you'll see all of the photos that you took during the walk. Here you can add and remove photos, just in case you didn't have time to add them during the time that you were actually tracking it, or use your phone's native camera app to actually take the photos. But remember that at least one photo of the dog will be required for the report card. And finally, you'll be able to edit all of the activities that took place during the walk. If you forgot a pee or a water break, you can add or remove them with the steppers at the very bottom. When you're all set and the report card looks good, tap the Send Report Card button, and your client will be immediately notified and sent a beautiful report card. This is the version of the report card that your clients will see. Now, it's mostly the same as the previous screen, but as you'd expect, there's no ability to edit it. You can also see this version yourself by tapping on the View Summary button after you hit Send on the previous screen. During our beta testing period, we heard from a lot of sitters and walkers that their clients loved receiving these report cards, and that it made things so much easier than typing out the same thing over and over every day. So all of this data, when you start, when you stop, and then a link to the report card, will show up in the messages of your clients as well. So here you can see the history of you picking up the dog for their walk, and the report card after the walk, as well as any messages you have sent to your clients. In the screenshot above, you'll notice the time when the dog walk started. When it is finished, there'll be a notification right below that that links directly to the report card. Now, this is showing it in the app. We also have this exact same functionality on the website. So it'll show the dog walk started, dog walk ended, and then a link over to the report card. And with that, we've concluded the tour of our new app features. But we have one more thing that is on the horizon that I'd like to give you a preview of, which is better handling of partial cancellations. Now, I'm sure you've all received messages like this the night before you were scheduled to do a walk, daycare, or drop-in. You know, maybe your clients were working from home, their kids had an in-service day at school, or they're just not feeling well. You know, all these are reasons why someone might need to cancel a walk, daycare, or drop-in visit that they'd already booked and paid for. Currently, this isn't super easy to deal with in our system. You have to call us up and generate a partial refund for the booking, or give them virtual credit and adjust their next booking price down. We've heard from sitters and walkers time and time again that this is a pain for them to deal with, and that they wish that there was a better way. To make this easier on everyone involved, we developed the ability for you to tell us when you've started the walk and when it has ended. Now, this is the same functionality we went over before, and this information is primarily for the report card that we'll send out, but we're also going to be able to use it for partial cancellations. For example, Say one of your clients doesn't need a walk today. They messaged you last night and let you know that they were going to be working from home and didn't need you to come by. You'd normally walk up to their place and hit start as you pick up their dog, but since they messaged you and let you know that they don't need it, you can just not start the walk and will automatically create a refund for your client at the end of that booking. Now, if something went wrong and you weren't able to hit start, you'll be able to get in touch with us and let us know so that that refund isn't processed. You'll have a few days to do this after the booking ends. This does mean that in order to continue to be paid on time for your dog walks, doggy daycares, and drop-in visits, you will need to use the app to start and stop your services. If you don't, we won't have a way of knowing that it happened, and we'll start the process of refunding the owner. Now, this feature to make partial cancellations easier will not be enabled right away when we launch. We want to make sure that the new app is working for you and your clients before we rely on the services being started in the app to determine any sort of payout. Now, before getting to questions, I want to talk about a few things that we made sure to put extra effort into when creating this feature. The first is battery life. Now, we know the damage that some apps can do to your battery, and we have no intention of joining that club. We don't want to force you to carry around a portable charger just to do walks on Rover. We've done our best to make sure that the app doesn't drain your battery. You can lock your phone while you have an active walk, and everything will keep working without having to use your battery to power your screen the whole time. Likewise, we respect your privacy and don't have any desire to track your every move in real time. Our new app just relies on you sending us where you went at the end of each service, but we won't have the ability to look at it in real time. We don't believe that your clients really want to be glued to their phones, watching you walk around the block with their dog, but rather just want to know how things went at the very end. Finally, we want to make sure for those of you who walk multiple dogs at once or have many daycare clients that this feature will be especially useful. I can't imagine what it would be like juggling 5 dogs at once, much less dealing with 5 or more human clients and all their schedules, cancellations, directions to each of their places, etc. We want to make your lives easier and allow you to get back to the business of taking care of your clients' dogs. So if you recall back on that today screen, you can actually hit start on multiple of those at the same time. So you can have multiple active stays going on and being tracked. Now, I just want to make a quick note about this photo. I love this photo. This is a photo of Jim Buck. He was the first known professional dog walker in the US, and he was based in New York City. He built an incredible client base and was a legend in New York.